Hello everyone and welcome back to MixbusTV Mixing and Mastering Tutorials on YouTube. Today we are in one of the most impressive studios I've ever seen in my life. Guys, welcome to MOTORBASS Recording Studio. And here we are. This is the lounge area, which is cool already as fuck. Let's get to the control room where the interesting toys are. And here we are gonna meet Philippe. Hi Philippe, how are you doing?
Hi David, how are you? You good?
Yo, good. Thank you for having us.
You're welcome.
So this is MOTORBASS control room.
Exactly.
It's quite amazing. First look, we see, guys, a gigantic SSL E series console. And as you can see on the other wall, we have
lots of gear.
A lot of gear, like a ridiculous amount of gear. And we are going to take a look at all the units and ask Philippe some info about him. So the first thing that I notice is the console is so very well maintained. There's not even dust on it. It's like one of the best well-maintained SSL E series that I've seen. It is hard to maintain a console this big, this old.
No, it's a long trip to maintain, but why I keep it like this is because I use it, in fact. When I was very young, it was the only way. There was no Pro Tools. So we are mixing with all the faders on. So you add every night. I remember when I was an assistant, I had a
clean all the strips and stuff.
Because it becomes a nightmare very soon. Nowadays, to be honest with you, I think 95% of the studio that have SSL only use 2 channel. Because everybody's doing everything inside the box.
Pro Tools. So
in the end, if some channel is fucked up or something is wrong, they will take another one. It's going to be super easy.
Okay.
Me, the way I mix, I still mix analog, so I can't get these kinds of problems. So what I did when I bought the studio, this was the console, and it was good because it's my favorite console.
Mine too.
To mix. And to mix the E. I like them after, but I'm not crazy about them. This one you can distort it very well and it sounds super tight.
It's well known for that.
Yeah. So what I did is that I bought another one because it was cheaper. We cut everything, we took out everything, and we have in the upstairs, in the ceiling, we have
all spare parts.
All spare parts of another. First of all, we refurbished completely this one because it was really in bad shape.
Yeah, I can tell.
We cut here because there was a producer desk here. So to make it was too big for this room. And then we managed to, I think I paid it 20,000 euro, the second one, and 20,000 euro to maintain this and to put it again. It would have been 50,000 euro,
yeah.
I think.
It was
so everything
deal.
is super expensive now. This is expensive, this is expensive, everything. So to have everything upstairs, it's good.
Yeah,
it's better
for
the future also.
And this is a 48 channel, as I see.
Yeah.
And we have brown EQs on this 4 bass here, this 3 bass here, and you have black EQs over there.
Only on this, only 8.
Oh, okay, so only a channel of the black EQ. That's pretty amazing. You have the SSL bus compressor. Do you use that?
I use it always a little, like nothing, because I'm using the ear on the bus compressor.
The esoteric audio research.
Yeah.
So these are 2 monos. You use it on
these
the 2 bus.
These are 2 monos. They are on the bus. They are linked, and the other one I use it on the vocals. I don't know when I bought those things. I wanted a Fairchild, but the Fairchild was too expensive. Then I tried those and I loved them straight away, and now I can't really mix without them. To be honest with you, I even prefer it than the Fairchild on the Mixbus, because the Fairchild sometimes can be lazy to start working with all the music.
Definitely.
And if you do a rock band or if you want to go fast or whatever, the Fairchild it can be a bit too slow.
This is a little more versatile.
Yeah, exactly. So I put them on the mix, and I always add a little bit, but with nothing. In fact, it's just like a very fast one, and this one is more slow. So
tell me something about the room, because I see your monitor setup, and the first thing that, aside from the omnipresent NS10s and the ProAC and Auraton, you use it mono, right?
I use it in mono. I use it a lot.
What I see is the main monitors. Are those custom made?
Yeah, the main monitors were coming with the studio. In fact, it's a real Tom Midley studio from Eastlake before they separated and did Westlake. So it's from 1978, the studio. And at the time, you just were doing this way. You were doing the speakers.
Yeah.
You were doing basically you were putting speakers and you were building a room around
the speakers. Yeah.
So they are exactly like they were, except that I changed a few things, but I didn't want to modernize it. I just made the
drivers.
The drivers. And I had a very old guy working at a very famous French tube amp company called Jadis.
Mm-hmm.
He came here to make me a passive filter, which was very exciting because he was like a chemist, putting some noise, and then he was taking a little bit of lead and then putting back. And in the end, it was fantastic. Then when we were happy, we drawn it into
paraffin, probably something
like this, and you can't touch it anymore.
Yeah.
So that's the great thing about it. You can't really touch the speakers. If you don't like them, that's life. If you like them, it's okay. They are very dry and austere.
Okay.
So that
I would like that.
Me too.
Especially
I hate when it's
for mixing. I like fast transients, and a speaker that makes you work hard.
Yeah,
to
you
mix,
have to
as
work.
opposed to everything sounds good, and then you work hard,
print
sound
it
like
and
shit.
and it sounds like bad. I am from this old.
Yeah, same here.
The old area. It's a real live ended, and it was an old philosophy from Tom. A live end. You have in front the speakers. They are supposed to go in front of go into the rocks go into you, and the low end is the bass
it's a big
tracks,
bass trap.
Big bass trap.
Yeah.
That I destroyed a little bit because we did this when I bought the studio. I had to, because I had lots of gear. I always had lots of gear. At the start there was only those 2 racks, so it was not enough. So we did these things, but you can change always, because I change a lot of the gear.
That's nice.
Yeah, that's very important. And but we calculate so that we don't lose the bass trap, and it didn't change anything. Yeah, I tend to now to sell everything I don't use.
Okay.
So now with the time, we started again the studio like 7 years ago, and everything that I don't use anymore, I take it off and I sell it. I don't want to have more. So basically, everything that is here, I keep.
Is to be used. Yeah. Okay, I'm with you completely, because you look at it and you go, I have it, I should use it, and you force yourself to use it, and it doesn't ever work. So
if it's working, you can keep it. But me, I really want the studio to be full of stuff that works now.
Functional.
And also functional and that works.
Yeah.
So I get them maintained, all the digital, because I'm in love with digital stuff, but it's hard to maintain. But this I'm having some guys in France or in Los Angeles that maintains the gear.
Let's take a look in details of what we have here, because that's what gearheads are interested in. So converter-wise, you run Burl, I see.
Yeah.
So all 48 channels of the SSL go there.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. 48 outputs, and I think there's only 24 in.
Okay. One thing that I noticed is the MEI, the new mic.
Yeah, I just bought them. I was producing Franz Ferdinand 6 months ago in England. I love preamps, it's very important. I record a lot of stuff. So I have a lot of lamp, tube, and transistor.
So you don't use any of the SSL preamp to record?
To record, no.
Okay.
And I have the quad 8s that I love, those ones. I have the
Neves.
1272.
I've seen Fern, the red ones.
Yeah, lots of Ferns, which I love.
We are going to get there.
And so in the end, I have enough preamps to be able to
not use the SSL.
Yeah, the Ampex, which sounds my favorite.
And I've never seen so many pull decks
I know.
in one rack, and it's like amazing.
It's my favorite, and it's everybody's favorite. Don't worry. But I use them all. I mixed the France album. I used them, all of them. I just come back to mix like 3 days ago, and you see I'm using a lot. Yeah, it's my favorite. It's 20 years. I started with those 2, this one and this one.
So you have 5 AQP1?
Yes, there's 5 AQP1, there's 2 AQH2. I had 4, but I got still 2. 3 MQ5, which I love.
Yeah.
And the others are EQP1 and 3. It depends. Some of them, those 2 are my favorite. with the API.
Amp.
They were coming from a mastering, so they are completely like stereo, fantastic.
Awesome.
This one is a tube, and this one is a recreation of a pulse technique.
Oh,
the thing that they do now, and it sounds really, really good. It sounds it sounds really good.
That's a good information for someone that has so much experience with the old ones.
Yes. You have to understand that the first I bought them 10,000 francs, which is like 1,500 euro.
God,
for
nothing.
two. And now it's like 10 and 10, no, 5 and 5, 6 and 6, 12,000 euros. So the first one I bought were 1,500 euro, and now it's 12,000 euros. So
probably
if you're young, I mean, you're old, but if you want to have your first two Pultecs,
Pulse technique.
Yeah, the pulse technique is really cool.
Is the real deal.
I would go for the transistor one.
For the solid state.
Yeah. You have to check this one because this one is the mother of the Pultecs.
Look at that.
This one is the big, it's a Kleine Numel. It's anterior to Pultec, and Pultec copied this.
That is a beautiful piece of gear.
Yeah, there's 12 tubes.
Jesus Christ.
On 12 one channel.
12 tubes for each channel.
Yeah,
and then just to keep going with the gear, we have the Culture Vulture that we know. I've never seen this brand. What it is?
It's a French guy. He's very good. He's recreating the W492, which is a Neumann EQ.
Oh, the Neumann.
Very simple Neumann EQ, 4 bands, and very cheap. That's something that I really recommend to everyone. He's based in Marseille. I bought this one straight away, loved it, and then I asked him to do another one.
Oh.
For me, but stereo. For my, it's only for my 140 and no, it's this one. Sorry. So I bought this one first.
Yeah.
And then this one is stereo, and you have it goes on the EMT 240 and EMT 140 to equalize the
return of the reverbs.
The send.
The send.
Yeah, I equalize the send. You can the return I can
EQ with the board.
EQ in with the board.
These are interesting, and I've never seen a recreation of the 492.
I think it's 1,100 euro.
So they are available right now.
Yeah. You check on the internet, and it's really, really good. He also did a compressor. I was not looking for this kind of stuff, but he sent it to me, and I tried it, and I loved it because in front of all my compressors, it's the only one which is modern with the dry to mix thing. It has all the possibilities of a plug-in compressor. He had filter on the key, on everything, which I don't have on the others. Others. So I use him sometimes, and it sounds super cool. It sounds a bit more like an SSL compressor.
Okay. So we have
API. Quad 8 again. These are Quad 8. Those are fantastic. Those at the time were bargain. Now I don't know, but if people look at these things, they should buy them. For me, it's nearly as great as this for a fifth of the price.
Yeah, I see your enthusiasm about those.
Those are Quad 2 API. Then this is a tail deck. It was done for classical music.
Yeah.
So they go at 30 Hz. This is a recreation of Helios, yeah?
Oh, it's a recreation, okay.
Yeah, the original recreation.
Okay.
From Tony Arnold, which is the other recreation, I don't know. But this is incredible. This, of course, is an old...
Yeah, it's a classic.
I don't use it, but it's great.
Then we have all the Neves.
Yeah.
Then we have... What is this?
This is a filter. Basically, this is done for DJs.
Okay.
But by a crazy English guy who's doing very audiophile. So this is a filter, a DJ filter, but I use it a lot here. You take out the bass.
Okay, that kind of filter.
And he also did a 5-band EQ, which is very simple, but I love it. It's the same as this. You really don't choose anything. You just push or take back.
I like here like this.
This is fantastic.
You just move until it sounds good.
Yeah.
Then we have the omnipresent 2LA, 2A.
Recreation from
Universal
Audio.
Okay, so these are
This is an SSL Alan Smart.
Yeah.
This is the thing that I just bought.
Yeah, this I'm interested in. I wanted to get one myself, so I'm asking for myself. How does it sound?
It sounds super cool.
Is it versatile enough? Because I was,
I'm not sure it's versatile.
Okay. What do you use it for?
I use it on the vocal.
Vocals?
Yeah.
Okay, so that would be something that I would be interested in.
I used it to track a lot.
Okay.
To compress a little bit. I never tried it on the mixing and everything, but I love it very much. It's really like lots of character.
That's something I only mix. So that's something that I would use.
Yeah,
in
you
mix
should.
And
Yeah, you could try. I mean, you can ask them, I think.
Yeah, definitely.
This is a classical Neve, which I love.
So what is this version? Because there are different versions of the 33609. This is the J. I don't remember. I think the difference between the original J, JD, blah blah blah. We don't.
All I know is the copy of 2254.
Okay. So we have Uray.
Then you have
1176s.
and this is my favorite, LA3.
LA3.
I had lots of LA4. I sold them all. I'm selling them now because LA3 is.
Yeah.
I just got those ones last month. I'm really nearly done with the studio. I think it's the end.
Well, yeah. I mean,
no, I know.
You're not bad condition here.
LA5 I love. I would say to any kid or youngsters or anyone who starts, my trick would be don't spend anything. Spend everything you have on LA5.
Okay.
I think they are 4 times less the price of LA3A.
Okay.
But for modern music, it's incredible. For bass, like synths, stuff like this, it's incredible. It's really bringing the stuff in front. It was done, in fact, I realized I didn't know these things, but I asked a friend, an American friend, and he said to me, yeah, those were done in the 80s to put on the big sound system when you were doing a live show, so that it doesn't click, doesn't break. It's so really
a limiter.
It's a real limiter, but I never liked limiters, but this one, I always used it.
I've used all of them. I had 2 1176s. I used LA3A. I used LA4, and I've never even seen LA5.
Yeah, but they don't cost anything.
After this video, the price is gonna go skyrocketing on eBay, but we are gonna try to get one. And then we have a Blueface, I see.
Yeah, this one I love.
It's a Blueface. Yeah, it's 1178 stereo version.
Super cool when you. Yeah. It's a bit of a nightmare to work on because you don't have the. For the guys of now, they said, yeah, but I can't listen with or without, but me, I don't give a shit. I just go, and if it sounds good, it sounds good. And that's it. It's a bit of a nightmare to make it stereo, but when it's working well, this on stereo backing vocals or whatever, there's nothing we can beat this thing.
Yeah,
nothing.
I used that.
It was Bruce Sweden's favorite, I think. When he was doing, I think. Yeah.
We saw the esoteric, and we have 2 GML, which is one of my favorite stereo EQ.
Definitely the only one if I had only one, I would take this because with this one you can do all the others.
Yeah, exactly.
But it's a nightmare.
Exactly.
To be honest, I love it.
What do you use them for usually?
I always him at the same thing. I use him in the kick that I always add. And I use him on always on the bass because I have a channel of bass that one pull take, one leave,
I've seen the pull take.
Always going through, and then we use it for other stuff. Depends of what.
Never use it on the master bus?
No, I never put anything on the master bus.
Okay.
I leave it to the mastering guy.
We have vintage DBX and all the
this is
digital.
Fantastic. This is fantastic.
I had one of those. Then these are all the EMS. Classic digital.
Major, which I love, Eventide, all the old ones. I prefer the old stuff. You can see PCM42, the classical delay, PCM60. I don't use it anymore, but if I need one, I will. This one I love. This one I recommend to everyone too. It's a very good reverb. Lots of people, they don't get it.
The 200, I have impulses and I actually like those. So I imagine the real thing, it must kick ass.
It's super. On guitars, for example.
Yeah.
They generally. I hate reverbs on guitar, but I don't know why this one is great.
Yeah.
This is delay to do. This is my favorite ridiculous delay.
Space Station.
This one is it's a reverb from Master Room. MXR, very old school flanger, which is great. Yeah. And 2 Ampex preamp that are incredible for me.
Those were originally on tape machines, right?
Yeah, they are from tape machine.
And the Fern, those 3 are all preamps.
And 6-channel Fern, which is, to be honest with you, my favorite preamp.
So it's like kind of a tube clean sound, the Fern, for what I know, because I've never used those.
Not clean.
Not cleaner?
No. It's a copy of RCA from the 50s.
Oh, okay.
It's an exact copy. So it's super clean if you let it low, but
really low.
If you push it, for me, it's the most musical. If you go with a vocalist, you don't know what's gonna happen. You should put this because even
Oh.
even if it goes super loud, it sounds more like Etta James when she's saturating.
Okay.
It never clips. It never.
It never sounds bad, so I have
And,
a lot
uh,
of headroom.
And those, I buy more and more spring reverbs and.
I love spring reverbs. Do you use spring
echoes.
reverb or some vocals?
Yes, I use spring
I
reverb on
use spring
everything.
reverbs
Yeah.
or some vocals all the time. I love them.
There's also an EMT here, 252. There's a 250.
A real 250
Yeah,
reverb,
we
guys.
can go if you go. And also I'm very lucky because I have two remote, one for the 140, one 240. But the EMTs are my favorite reverbs. Whatever happens, the EMTs are my favorite.
Wow,
And
yeah.
Also 246.
I love the UAD plugins, and I imagine how fucking amazing the real thing they have to be.
I think the plugins are great because they do. It's just that I have it, so.
The custom plate here on the SSL is really nice. I gotta
it's cool.
say. It's
I asked
very
it to
cool.
my girlfriend.
So I think we are done in the control room. What I would like to see is your EMT and the machine room.
Yeah, of
because many home studio guys don't know how noisy are the power supplies, the fans, and that you actually need a room to keep all the shit.
Yeah.
You know?
Oh yeah, there's this also, and it needs to be always cold. But also me,
So temperature
I
is
worked
important.
a lot on the sound, the noise, because the studio where I was working, there were always lots of gear everywhere. Like for example, the EMT 250.
Yeah.
It's very, very noisy. So we worked a lot, for example, on the fans of all the fans of the EMS. I changed them and put some very, very slow, super expensive Swiss fans and stuff like this. So in this room, you don't have any noise, in fact.
No,
which is
it's
great because
absolutely
you
silent.
you can work like hours and hours without being.
So let's take a look at the
And you have this
machines.
room, which is the room which is always cold, 360 days.
So it's
per year.
temperature controlled.
It has its own AC, only for it. There's an AC for the control room and AC for the studio, but this one, it's always on.
And
And,
we have
everything
the
that is
EMT
noisy.
here.
This is the EMT 250. That was my dream, and one day I
It's
fulfilled it.
amazing.
And you have all the remotes of the EMTs who could be there, but are here because they make a lot of noise. You have also the SSL,
So we have the SSL,
the computer of the SSL and
the power supply,
power supplies.
and then we have the lexicon here.
Yeah, and then you have there, I can't show you, but you have another room which is there with all the EMT 140 or EMT 240, the plates which are from the 40s, 50s.
They need to be in a
And
silent
they need to
place.
be another room because or else, if you do, you can hear it in the mix.
Yeah. So I don't know. I hope you guys can hear how noisy is this little tiny room with all
this is very noisy.
with all the fans. But
This is
it's
very
pretty
important,
amazing. And it's cold as fuck because it has to be because.
And you can add stuff.
Kept.
It's always been cold. We even put our movie server here.
Cool.
Everything.
But we have a
And you can see suddenly there's no more noise.
sealed.
Very important for me this because I was working in studios where they didn't really care about this and it's very tiring. If you are working like 10, 12 hours a day,
Oh yeah.
in the end, it's so cool to have a discussion because I work, but I don't work like a maniac. I stop a lot, I discuss, I talk, whatever. And so it's more like a living room where you can do music.
Yeah, exactly. And let's take a look at this amazing, beautiful recording room.
Yeah, it's a cool recording room, yeah. It's small and not too small and not too big.
Well, the first thing that I love, the first time that I entered here is how controlled is the sound. I don't like reverbery rooms.
Oh yeah, me
especially.
too.
So this was like immediately like cozy and well controlled. The sound is just even us talking is just
but it's
very natural, very controlled and warm kind of.
It's from 1978 too. And this one I didn't change. I only changed because it was a bit claustrophobic. I opened the ear.
Okay.
But I made it with an acoustician and there was no problem. But you have to know that this is the old ways. Behind this there is like, I don't know, 1 meter and 60 centimeters of of things that to
Insulation.
control the sound. Yeah. It's not now. It's very easy. You have products that you buy that are thick like this, and the sound is fantastic. But this one is very old, and I didn't want to change it. In the end, you have to understand. For example, the old studio is 206 square meters, but with all the bass trap, all these things, it's only 116 in the end.
So it's just a room
46,
in a room.
Yeah. We're using 46 meters.
Yeah,
square
yeah.
meters.
I know. I'm the same with my. I just mix. My mixing room is like that. It's like 1/3 of the area.
Exactly.
You lose it because otherwise it sounds like shit.
I can play drums at 6 in the morning. Nobody never came. The sound is cool. When we record, everybody's happy.
Yeah, something I noticed even when you were playing here and the other guys were making music here in the control rooms, like dead quiet. It's like
yeah. I think when he did this studio in 1978, he must have drawn it in 1976, which was disco, very dead end sound, very dry and everything. So, but I'm very lucky for this because that's what I love. If I want the big sound of I will go to a place to record the drums, or I will find some ways with the EQs and the...
Nowadays, what I was going to say is exactly this. I find that if you have a room like this, when you can get controlled sound, then you can make a big reverberary with all either plugins or real things like you. But if you have the opposite, and if you have a room that resonates too much, it's a nightmare.
If you have a marble room, you're gonna have a marble sound, whatever.
Exactly.
And this is something cool for me also because my culture is. Stevie Wonder. I mean, the people are really, which is from Stevie Wonder to Compass Point Studio, whatever. They always had the Motown. It's always very dry sound recordings.
Yeah.
Then you are Phil Spector and you put reverbs on everything. Then it's good.
Yeah.
So that's the good thing because you can really control what you're recording. But it's still what I love about it is that after the 80s, there've been a lot of rooms with absolutely no character at all.
Yeah.
Like very
dead.
A foam. If you're recording into a foam little room, so
like choked.
There's nothing.
Yeah.
In this case, I don't like it too. I've been recording lots of bands here all together, and it's really cool.
Yeah, the thing is this. It doesn't sound dead. It sounds natural.
Yes. There's a little bit of a sound still and everything. It's not like.
Exactly.
It's not like in a dead room in
a booth or something like that. Yeah.
I was very lucky not to have a room from 1987 when everybody was obsessed with having the same sound as Phil Collins and
big warehouse snares. Yeah.
And I prefer to have it controlled and then to if I want to have this sound, I can do it artificially.
Yeah, that's the beauty of having a room like that, which I love. That would be if I had a recording room, if I did tracking, this would be the kind of sound I would want from my room.
It's a great room, yeah.
Because starting from this, you can do anything.
Exactly.
And if you have like the big reverbery room, that's your sound. That's gonna be your sound. And especially, I don't know if you agree, but especially for drums, how do you recognize an 80s song? Because the snares got that super huge reverb.
Every decade.
Yeah.
You can make me listen, or let's say people, you can listen a record that you don't know, you will know when it was done because of the snare sound.
Because of the drum.
In the 50s, 60s, 70s, 1890s, and 2000.
Totally.
You know, when you listen to the snare sound, you know where you are.
Yeah, totally.
But I love this room, and also I want it to be like a living room. So we are spending our life here. I don't want the studio to become too comfortable. I want the people to come here and work. But I also want them to have, they can listen to music. I have an enormous collection of records here because I'm DJing since so long. Lots of house music, but also lots of soul and everything. We have lots of drinks here, we even have parties here.
Yeah, definitely.
So
it must be enjoyable to stay. You know, that's something that I used to be a musician, so I know. You want to stay comfortable and enjoy the time. You are at work, but it does. If it's a pain in the ass to stay in a place and you don't feel, if you feel unease somehow, you're not gonna spend 12 hours.
Exactly. And I have lots of friends, like a musician. When when I did Cat Power, She Stays So Long here, or the Raptures, they're always telling me, or even all of them, they told me if you play guitars and you open your eyes, everything is beautiful. I buy lots of lamps and gear and
I see.
meuble, how do you call it, furniture stuff. I try to make it beautiful. I try to make it like if you were recording in someone's place, instead of recording in a place where they don't care about the look. Some people might think there's so much stuff there, there's too much compression, there's too much this.
It's not really.
But I use, as long as I use them, I keep them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's not a problem.
The setup is impressive, but is actually, I mean, I mix, so I can tell, is actually, you can fit it easily in a mix.
Of
you
course.
can use all of them in a mix. Like
you can
like
also
this.
mix with one computer and 100% plugins.
Absolutely.
That's probably 90% of all the records nowadays.
Yeah. So last thing I wanna touch on is synths, because you're pretty well known for having some very good synths, and you work with UVI for some
yes,
stuff.
exactly. It's a long story because at the start, I'm obsessed with touching stuff. I need to touch.
Let's
move.
take a look at what you have here.
Oh, we have there's lots of synths here. We have this Korg I love. I just bought it last year, and I think I'm gonna do the next album only with him.
Okay.
Not only, but a lot. It's incredible. It's polyphonic, completely polyphonic. It's called 3200. It's incredible. I think it's the most expensive things I bought.
Huh.
I don't want to buy expensive stuff, but I had to because the sound was so cool. This is in OBX, which is a classical, fantastic. But you have to follow me in the control room where they are the biggest part of synth. This piano is fantastic. This I love also. PPG I love. This I bought it last week. It's incredible too.
Okay.
But you have here, because we have the Big Daddy CS80 is here. It does never move. It's my favorite synth. It's a Yamaha CS80. And this is a CS70.
What years are these? 80s?
I don't know. I think 83, no? Something like this. It was the
80s.
one in Song in the Key of Life from Stevie Wonder. So this is incredible. And it sounds very good. And so what we loved about UVI, when they send us, they start to send us some synth to try.
Mm-hmm.
First of all was the sound. I thought the sound was really, really good, which is rare for me with soft synths. It's a bit like plugins. I use some plugins. I'm not against plugins, but I want them to really like, or be incredibly futuristic, or having a great sound. And the UVI, since we were like, with Hubert, we were like, wow, fuck, this sounds so good. So in the end, what we've done, on the last Cassius album, for example, and on lots of things that I do now, I do a MIDI chain. Basically, there is this one, and the PPG, and the UVI. So we have 3 big sounding analog synths that will do sounds, and the UVI that is blending every.
It glues things together.
It glues things together, and then I put this channel on one channel. And
so you sum the all the synths
a very different sounding thing.
And you bring it on the desk.
Exactly. And then because we produce we are house music producers, or like hip hop producers or techno producers, we produce into our computers. And then we realized that UVI was incredibly great to start a song at home.
Okay.
Because they are so good.
Definitely.
The sounds are so cool. The OBX, the PPG, everything that they've done, I love them, and Hubert too. So we always basically start all our tracks on UVI now, always. We always keep it, but then we're adding our synths on top of it to have something that is different. Because for me, the big thing that I'm looking for is to have a different sound, because everybody's using Logic, and everybody's using the same synth, and everybody's using the same plugins. So in the end, all sounds are the same.
I'm with you with that.
When I was a techno or house DJ, I could tell you, listening, I'm like, oh, this is this guy from Detroit, I love him. Oh, this is this guy from Amsterdam. Now, I'm still DJ, so I still buy records, or they send me a lot.
And they all sound the same.
I like a record, I say, oh, I like this record, but I never say it's this guy, because it sounds exactly the same as the guy in England. And then when there's this guy new coming up, that make an incredible sound, like I don't know, like Omar Hess in America, or John Henkel, or lots of different producers of electronic music. I think electronic music is always good to listen to because it's always the new guys doing the new stuff that the guys from hip hop, they're going to copy in 5 minutes to make the sound for Katy Perry. So in the end, it's very important to, and then I can find out some guys, and then when, of course, if you get interested into these guys, they have gear. Yeah. They have something wrong, they have something different. They have a Nagra, and they put everything into the Nagra. They have a cassette tape. They have whatever it is, but they have something different than Logic and all the Waves plugins.
Definitely.
So we are looking at, we have time. We don't need, we do that for pleasure.
Yeah.
So let's make a sound that is incredible. And then I'm called, when I did the Phoenix, Wolfgang Amadeus Phoenix this way, we did it. Then Beastie Boys, they called me because they liked Phoenix. Then Cat Power called me because she likes Beastie Boys. Then somebody called because she likes Cat Power. And it's like this, but it's only going to be artists that are looking for something different, of course.
Definitely.
It's a different sound.
And these are big names, so it pays off, you know?
Of course, integrity always pays.
Because, and passion.
I never lie.
Yeah. I
mean, I lie, but I never, how do you say? I never behind the desk if I'm not 100%.
Yeah.
I don't mix 400 tracks a year. I don't do that. If I was in Los Angeles, I would work 300 days a year.
Yeah.
And, but
pretty much what I do now.
Which is cool. No, it's good, but you still have to be true.
Yeah.
To who you are working with.
Definitely. So thank you, Philippe, for having us. You have one of the most impressive studios I've ever seen, and actually, I hope we're gonna do something together at some point, because that would be great for.
Oh, it's a pleasure. Thank you first to come here, and I think I'm gonna rent a little more the studio because I take more and more holidays. So we never know. You can if you want to try all these.
They can use your gear while you're on vacation.
No problem.
Thank you very much, Philippe.
Pleasure.
And see you soon.